Water is life. Is life to all the creatures that lives in the earth, especially when we come to the savanna of Africa. Meet these large antelopes, the African antelopes. By the way, we got two types of these antelopes: the giant eland, that are mostly the larger one of the two, and the other ones that are the common fairly, we call them common elands. And most of these large antelopes, they found in the Western Africa, and the second one, which is the common eland, mostly find or occur in the Southern Africa and in the eastern part of Africa. Where is Tanzania, Kenya, goes all the way to Botswana. These always lives in the open grasslands of the African, and sometimes in the bush area. Male and female, they both got spiral horns. The female seems to have a biggest and more spiral than the males, but the males looks a bit shorter and thick, and this is because it's very easy for them to fight and defend their territories as well. They commonly look like cow. We call them cows like eland, but one thing is they are world largest antelope, and they can jump up to 1.5 meter, which is about approximately 4 feet. So you can see how large these antelopes are, and they can still jump 1.5 meters. So, well, as you're in the nature, it is very common to it is very common to mix these animals. So let's make these one things clear. The eland, an ox-like antelope, so they mostly look like an ox, okay? They're the largest in the world, as in the antelopes, belong in the spiral horns subfamily, along like of kudu and standback. So the kudu as well, they got a spiral horn. Large antelopes, but not as large as these eland. Or the bushback, same thing, got a spiral horns. Large antelopes, but not as large as these eland. So as you're in the nature, the only animal you can experience that is the biggest of all these antelopes is the eland, even though these other animals pretty look similar, and it's very hard to identify them. So if you have a guide, use your binocular clearly. There's a chance you can see the slightly difference between these animals. Well, from the East African guiding perspective, there was one thing that was, I'm not sure if it was biological or scientifically proven, but there was this common saying we used to talk about the eland, that we say they are more stressed animal out of the animal kingdom, and this is because they got a very big patch of fat on their heart, and therefore when they get stressed, it's easy for them to get a heart attack because of a lot of fat in their heart, and therefore to deal with that defense mechanism, they always live on the edge of the land or living on the top of the mountains. That is easy for them to spot predators when they are approaching into their territory, and therefore that way they got a defensive mechanism as to not being attacked by large predators like lions and hyenas, and therefore that it was a mechanism of dealing with the level of stress, and by isolating themselves in the highland, so it's easy to spot predators from a distance.